A very beautiful morning to you, and of course, welcome to Front Page Review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Once again, I say good morning to you, Nigeria. And in case you're listening to me from outside Nigeria, good morning to you too. Yes, of course, it's my birthday. Yes. It's my day, right? Everyone celebrate me, celebrate me, celebrate me. As I thank God, I am plus one. I'm adding one, to what I've got before. And still moving on, okay? Yes, thank God for life. And of course, this morning is gonna be very, very conversational. Don't forget that today is the 27th day in the month of October 2025. Check your time now, 7:03 a.m. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. And I'm here because you're there. Giving you top stories from Punch newspaper to Vanguard, Daily Post, Daily Thrust, The Nation, Sun, Guardian, several newspapers before me now. But then, let me let you know that I will be having a conversation with Rufai Oseni after dishing out all of these headlines, and then Dr. Peter Anosike will follow suit. All right? Yes, he's just right here in the studio. Yes, Oga on top is just right here, seated in one corner and watching his guy do his thing. It's okay on a Monday morning. It's just fine. It's just fine. Okay, let me punch it quickly for you. When I say punch it, I mean Punch newspaper will take the lead quickly. Can we roll? Okay, let's take a walk. To the biggest story here, courtesy Punch newspaper. Under Buhari Tinubu, 500 generals forced out despite rising insurgency. I want to take that again. I said under Buhari and Tinubu, 500 generals were forced out despite rising insurgency. I'll give you a breakdown of that later, but then let's get to some of the stories quickly. NIMET predicts 3-day dust haze and rain from today. No abduction of 15 Akwa Ibom students, says the Commissioner of Police. Delta herbalist arrested as police recover 2 murder victims' bodies. Someone who won't leave uncompleted projects. Lagos State government is the one speaking here. And then, moving on, CBN pumps $1.25 billion into fuel imports and others. All right. 5 pregnant Ondo girls rescued from baby factory owner owner arrested. 5 pregnant Ondo girls rescued from baby factory owner arrested. Economic recovery has begun, says Wale Edun. Soludo's $1 million promise for voters to curb apathy, says Abga. Abga is the one coming out to tell us that Soludo has promised voters $1 million. We'll take a look at that, okay? Let's get to some more political stories now. Oshun PDP and APC trade words over alleged consensus list. Ondo confident APC will retain Ekiti with wider margin. 2027, my constituents will decide my political future, says Deputy Speaker. Don't succumb to politicians' intimidation, APC chief tells INEC chair. Ekiti APC Congress, peaceful, no petition received. This is the P panel speaking. And then moving on to some of the headlines still, APC disowns fake congresses. And of course, its timetable warns the public. Ex-Kogi governorship candidate Dom's Action Alliance joins ADC. And then 2027, Sokoto lawmaker declines re-election bid, steps aside for youth. And then 2026, which will be my final one here, APC will win all wards in Ekiti, says Oyebanji. Check your time now, 7:07 a.m. This is VOP FM. Now we move to Vanguard newspaper quickly. Property demolition in Lagos. Igbo town or Igbo town union petitions UN and ECOWAS court. Property demolition in Lagos. Igbo town unions petition UN and ECOWAS court. All right. Some Yahoo boys are geniuses, require redirection, not condemnation. This is according to Peter Gregory Obi. Neka man Nasima rejects Senate's NSTIF takeover. NSITF takeover rather. Neka man Nasima rejects Senate's NSITF takeover. Ekiti 2026 intrigues, power play as APC dominates candidate. APC coronates candidate today. Corporate treasurers appeal to CBN on invalidated $2.2 billion forward contracts. Manufacturing demand dips as customers spend 70% income on transport and energy, is according to Man. We must save Dangote refinery at all costs is one of the biggest headline here also. We must save Dangote refinery at all costs. All right? And then let's go. I feel sorry for men with one wife. Some people just get their different problem. Well, this is Ned Nwoko speaking, in case you won't know. Nigeria loses $6.8 billion to oil production shortfalls in 8 months. Property demolition in Lagos. Igbo town unions petition UN and ECOWAS court. NACO expands global footprint. Opens first exam center in the United Kingdom. Okay, more to go here. There's a story here. PDP ruffle fight. Court cases, weakest grip, criminal allegations dipping uncertainty. And then Soludo's campaign moves to Orumba. ADC accuses Soludo of voter inducement ahead of election. Kebbi PDP rejects nomination of Turaki as the national chairman. And then from Vanguard newspaper, I'll give you some more story, but this time courtesy Daily Post newspaper. Keyamo proposes law mandating public officials to fly Nigerian airlines on international routes. Lawmakers no longer interested in legislation. FCT rep Chinedu calls for scrapping of constituency projects. Well, I don't know. It's okay. Nigerian Afrobeat star Charles Onyebo sells out Italy iconic Hard Rock Cafe, or rather cafe. Nigerian Afrobeat star Charles Onyebo sells out Italy's iconic Hard Rock Cafe. All right, let's get back to Nigeria now. Fake news. APC on social media. A post announcing dates for its congresses. Fake news. APC on social media post announcing dates for its congresses. ADC inaugurates interim leadership in Adamawa State. Factional crisis deepens in Adamawa ADC as parallel caretaker committee emerges. In Kebbi, ADC suspends Sadiq for allegedly declaring self state chairman. Mass defection hits Zamfara PDP as over 10,000 members defect to the All Progressives Congress. And then 2027, former Kogi governorship candidate rejects AC moves. Rejects AC, moves to ADC. I take that again. Former Kogi governorship candidate rejects AC, moves to ADC. And now let's check up Daily Thrust. Check your time now, 7:40. 7:14 a.m. High rent driving us out of Abuja, says residents. High rent driving us out of Abuja, says residents. And then 5 teenagers die in Gombe boat mishap. Farmers, federal government disagree over drop in food price. Scores trapped, 15 rescued as 2-story building collapses in Lagos. Tokogi now, ex-governorship candidate of AA defects to ADC. High rent driving us out of Abuja. That story is repeating itself again. Fuel spills as another tanker falls in Niger State. Whoa. Dangote refinery expands to become 1.4 million barrels per day. Governor Sule, Buhari's praise singers mocked him after he left office. Oh, this is Governor Sule speaking. And then finally here, Rep Datsuki, I won't seek re-election so others can have a chance. Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Of course, it's still 7:14 a.m. right here. This time around, let's check up the Sun newspaper. The Sun is quite sunny with a couple of headlines here. I'll serve you one by each, okay? The first one says, Nigerians divided over NAS nod for creation of new states. Nigerians divided over NAS nod for creation of new states. Chinese firms invest $1.3 billion in Nigeria's lithium sector, says Alake. OPS decries economic pressures, energy costs, and regulatory burden. Kebbi governor opposition square up ahead of 2027. Those are the stories there. PDP Southeast lawmakers threaten to boycott national convention. APC disowns fake Congress timetable. You are driven by envy, frustrations. Zamfara APC hits Shinkafi. Until Sule decides, we remain patient ahead of 2027. Nasarawa NYCN speaking here. All right, let's go to the Nation newspaper to serve you some more stories. Yeah, just few here before we get to Rufai Yoseni. I'll just give you 3 here. National Assembly Constitution Review Panel proposes 6 new states. National Assembly Constitution Review Panel proposes 6 new states. I'll give you a breakdown of all of that, okay? Don't worry, just stay there with me. And then Dangote Refinery eyes $55 billion turnover on 1.4 million barrel per day expansion. And finally here, how PDP governors settled for Turaki as consensus candidate. You're on to Voice of the People 90.3 FM. This time was set to join Rufai Yoseni for an analysis of some of these headlines. All right? Everyone, let's join him.
At least we are beginning to hear some reactions to this talk about Christian genocide or not Christian genocide. So the PFM president is now saying that genocide exists in Nigeria. Speaking in an interview with Punch on Sunday, Francis Waleoke said they must stop the killing of Christians and Muslims and all of that. So, and the position is that genocide exists. It's not just about Christians. Muslims too are being killed. And that has always been my position. That these attempts to act like people are not being killed is definitely a very terrible one. Because look at the hunger, the poverty, the killings, and the deprivation in Nigeria as we speak. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of penury. People are crying, people are dying. Killings everywhere. bloodshed everywhere. It's happening. But the question is, how can this government stop all of it? At first, you can stop it by ensuring that any political angle that concerns all these killings is sorted out. But you see, the problem with this is that a lot of politicians will not want to sort out the political angle because they don't want to lose elections. There are some of the killings that are community clashes and all of that. What have we done to sort out all of this? So we would like to call on the authorities. You can't keep allowing people to die. It is time we need to rise up and do what is right. Speaking of the deprivation going on in Nigeria, resident doctors again are going to start another strike over immense demands. You will have thought that the last time that they went on strike, the government was going to nip it in the bud and say, oh, resident doctors, all your demands, 200% increase consolidated medical salary structure, full implementation of new allowances and other things that doctors were asking for. You will have thought that the government will meet their demands. But no, nothing of such. So that's the far cry, and that's the sad reality of the nation we live in today. Dangote is saying that the refinery is expanding its capacity from 600 to over 1.4 million barrels per day. The billionaire industrialist announced this in a proposed expansion at press conference on Sunday, and he said the expansion will make the refinery the largest in the world, surpassing any existing capacity. It says over 80% of this workforce will be Nigerian, and a lot is going to be done to be able to increase the capacity of this refinery. Good for Dangote. I just hope that those that are fighting Dangote over this refinery will see in the bigger interest of Nigeria rather than their own selfish interest, which is eroding everything now that they are doing. I just hope they will allow the refinery be. That's just it. So there's another scenario that is happening. ISWAP is claiming that the recent attacks in northeast Borno states, that it is ISWAP that did it, a breakaway faction of Boko Haram. They've claimed responsibility for the recent 3 attacks on military positions. The terrorist group said it killed 3 Nigerian soldiers and injured several others. A propaganda video was released by the group that shows heavily armed fighters exchanging fire as the said vehicles are blazed. So all of this is happening. But till today, to find a solution is always a problem. We keep speaking up that please, all the parties involved must be able to find a solution to this problem of insecurity that is rearing its ugly head. It has indeed become a destabilizing factor in our society, in our political life, and in everything that concerns us. The earlier we start to fight it, the better it is for all of us. The Niger tank tragedy averted as fuel tanker overturns again. There will have been another fuel tragedy that tanker will overturn and people will be scooping fuel in Niger. But for the quick intervention of NSCDC, the Fire Service Department of Ibrahim Babangida University presented the fire. A fuel tanker said to be carrying 46,000 liters of PMS traveling from Lagos to Kano overturned in the early hours of Sunday on Takalafia, Lapai local government area. And this called for the prompt attention of NSCDC and other people to avert the fire. So they came in and they came in strong. We are happy they averted the fire in this case. In other regards, people will always come there and scoop fuel because of the poverty that is there. Less than 70-kilometer stretch of Bida Ajay Lapai Federal Highway has remained notorious to road users due to the deplorable conditions. So all of this now, the tankers are overturning because of bad roads. I thought Minister Umahi said he was going to do something about the state of bad roads in the country. But when we keep holding leaders accountable, they think we are joking. They think we don't know what we are talking about. But it has to be said. We need to hold them accountable so that they will fix all the things they have to fix that concerns all of us and that surrounds us. The one that happened the other day was due to bad road. Trump is raising tariff on Canada by 10% in retaliation for TV ads. You see, when we keep talking about leaders and leaders that they are so erratic, if I can use the word. People say, oh no, because they are supporting Trump is God sent. But the question is, how can a leader take a unilateral decision stopping setting tariffs in place against a nation because they did an advert where they played what a former leader of America said in an advert where he talked about the harmful effects of tariffs, and because of that Trump got offended and irate, and he set tariff on Canada just in retaliation of an advert. And the lies that he's claiming that that speech alone will affect a court case around tariffs. So you see the kind of leaders that are running America, the bastion of capitalism around the world. America is supposed to be the bastion of capitalism, the heart of free trade, the heart of development. But see what's happening. So you see, we will keep speaking our truth. But some people, because they have all sorts of leanings, they say Trump is the best ever. Yeah, I'm not saying don't like anybody you want to like. But all I'm just saying is that we need leaders that have common sense and that have cool heads. And they allow the cool heads prevail. Not leaders that when they feel provoked by an advert, they slam tariffs. Most likely these tariffs too, as the day goes by, will still be reversed by him, but because he just wants to show that he's in power. And you wonder what leaders do and why do they do such things. But it's the kind of world we live in, and it's the reality.
Well, a couple of stories making the rounds. There's this story of demolitions going on. So there's been confusion and outrage around the Wuroshoki after more than 70 residential buildings were demolished at Ajileru, also extension at Oluwalashe Street. Barely days after Lagos State High Court restrained the state government and its agencies. So when we keep talking about state government not obeying court orders, in a ruling delivered on October 23rd, 2025, Justice A.G. Balogun of the Lagos State High Court in suit ID 9910 GCM 2025 granted an interim injunction restraining the Lagos State Governor, the Attorney General, Commissioner for Physical Planning, Urban Development, and the LAPSCA and whether by themselves and their servants, from continuing the demolition of properties allegedly belonging to members of the Tesiwaju Ajumi Community Association. The judge specifically prohibited respondents from creating a third-party interest or equivalence over the said property located at Ajileru Street, also extension. The Justice Balogun held that the restraint would be subsisting pending compliance with pre-action protocol. The court further went ahead and directed applicants led by Pastor Jonathan Oluwasegun and Apostle Oladile and others to serve the memorandum of claim and accompanying documents on the respondent within 72 hours. However, despite the subsisting injunction, bulldozers allegedly escorted by security operatives rode into the community midnight on Sunday, pulling down houses and displacing hundreds of people. You see, that's the Nigeria we live in, where rule of law is selective. Despite the fact that there's a court judgment to that effect, they don't care. Nobody cares about rule of law. And you see, when we say these things, all the data boys, those that are government surrogates, that they are collecting pittance from governments, and they will not want to speak the truth, you will see them up in arms. But you see, you can't grow a nation like this when there's no rule of law. In the same country that police was talking about court order, I was saying the protesters must respect court order in the case of Nnamdi Kanu protest. But look at this case now, where you are having a court order, but security men still violated, and they went on the demolition spree. So what kind of country are we living in? That's why most things are not working in the country. Look at a case in Ekiti State. Kidnappers kidnapping somebody again, asking for 50 million ransom. So you can see the kind of country we live in. You can see all the problems. This was a clear court order by a judge, but the security forces went ahead and they violated the court order because nobody cares. ADC is accusing Soludo of voter inducement ahead of the elections, and Bolaji Abdullahi is accusing Soludo. He said Soludo has resorted to cash for vote because he has lost public confidence. Alright? Ahead of the November 8th election, Soludo has clearly lost. Only a sitting governor who has run out of ideas will probably openly resort to cash for votes. And he played a video to that effect. This is a new level of impunity and all of that, he says. Recently, Governor Soludo was criticized over reports of donation from individual groups and local government towards his re-election campaign. And these donations, some say, have raised ethical concern. So, you see, that's the kind of country we live in. It is within country that a plateau-based cleric and regional leader of Church of Christ in Nations, Evangelist Ezekiel Dachomo, has said reaction following a viral video in which he vowed that if he was ever kidnapped, no ransom should be paid for his release. And this has been widely shared. He declared that his death would raise chaos. He said, "We are showing them mercy. We are showing them love. I don't know where I'll be next, but for me, I've already told my family that if they kidnap me, nobody should contribute a kobo. My grave will speak, my blood will speak." And this one is a prominent leader, a Christian leader in Plateau State, and he's crying out against the recurring violence and killing in the north, targeting Christian communities. And these are the things we keep talking about, but nothing is being done about it. So how do we want to build a nation where people cannot respect basic court order? But when it's on the side of the government, hey, people will not talk about court order. That day they were saying people should not protest or they should not go to specific areas. Do you know that there were also some counter protesters, obviously, that they were protesting in favor of the government talking points? The question is, how did that end? Did they ever arrest any counter protester? No. It's only those that are the targets they will arrest. So, what society are we building? I keep asking. If we can't build a society of integrity, then, we are not ready as a nation. We are not ready. It's just a very sad one.
All right.
But you see, we keep talking about these things. Hopefully, these people will learn, they will listen,
All right.
and
Thank you, Fai.
they will be able to do what is right
All right. All right.
for this country.
Thank you indeed. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, let's take this conversation to another level, everyone. In case you are not with us right now, kindly join us on YouTube, all right? Just go to YouTube and type VOP 90.3 FM and you're just there, all right? Now, Dr. Peter Anosike is just right here in the studio. Top of the morning to you, sir, and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning. Good morning to you. All right, let's look at it quickly. The first story here, making the round, is the fact that what's it called? The Association of Igbo Town Unions, has petitioned the the United Nations, Human Rights Council, the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, and of course the ECOWAS Court of Justice over the persistent demolition of shops and properties belonging to Igbo traders and investors in Lagos. All right. The national president, Chief Emeka, who addressed journalists in Umuahia, described the demolitions as economic cleansing, lamenting that Nigeria is dying slowly from the cancer of ethnic discrimination and selective justice. Property demolition in Lagos, Igbo Town Unions, petition UN, ECOWAS Court. Peter Anosike, do you think these will go any way at all? Because sometimes when people do things and when people, write to any foreign organizations or body, Nigerians just feel you are wasting your time. Just like the case of Nnamdi Kanu.
For me, I'm a realist and I like things that work.
Okay.
UN is overwhelmed with their own problem. Understand? ECOWAS is a toothless bulldog. So those things to me are a waste of time. Writing to those people is just a waste of time. This problem can be solved here. The truth is that
home,
it can be solved here, but
okay,
what Lagos State government is doing is very, very bad. It is very, very bad in the sense that if those people have their papers, understand, have their approval to build those things, and it is being destroyed, it is very, very bad, understand? But if they don't have their papers, if it's indigo structures,
okay,
then it can be condoned. But writing to UN, writing to ECOWAS, writing to America, to me, it doesn't make any meaning. These people, we have governors in the Southeast. We have senators in the National Assembly. We have a House of Reps. These people claim to be representing us.
okay.
What we should be thinking about is force these governors to come to Lagos here and meet Governor Sanwo-Olu one-on-one. Force these governors to go and meet Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu one-on-one.
Okay.
Force them to make a promise or a statement that this demolition must stop. So ECOWAS has no power of enforcement. UN has no power of enforcement. So writing to UN, writing to ECOWAS, as far as I'm concerned, is a waste of time. What they should do is to force these governors to come and hold a meeting with Sanwo-Olu. Let Sanwo-Olu give an order that this demolition should stop. Go to Abuja, confront Tinubu, see what is happening to our people, and this must stop.
But I believe these governors talk to themselves every day, privately though.
Private, we don't know what they talk in private. We don't know what they talk in private. Just like or they'll come out in the open, say release Nnamdi Kanu. They'll come out in the day, say release Nnamdi Kanu. They'll go in the night and say don't release him. So for me, I don't like what they are discussing. It should be open that governors of the Southeast has called on Sanwo-Olu to stop demolishing Igbo properties. Understand me? They should force them to do this. Election is coming. Sanwo-Olu should stop demolishing our properties or they will lose our votes. Period. You give a mandate. Understand? Because in Lagos here, there's no state in the Southeast that their people don't have properties here. So force the governors, you must do this or we are not voting for you. Because apart from Hope Uzodinma, the other governors are still going for second term. So extract a commitment from them. So this Igbo Town Union, instead of writing to UN, writing to ECOWAS, should go and meet the governors and force these governors to come and confront Sanwo-Olu.
On the other side, the Lagos State government has said it's not like you're putting it, Peter Nosike, it's not a witch hunt. They're just trying to do the needful, to make sure Lagos is safe for all. That's what the state government is saying.
I'm not talking of witch hunt. I say if the properties being demolished is approved, then it is wrong. Why must you approve a property and a construction and then destroy it? So I say, if the properties are approved and Lagos government is destroying, then it is wrong. Since they are not obeying court orders, these people should run to their governors, go and meet Sanwo-Olu. They should go and meet their governors, go and meet Bola Tinubu. Let the demolition stop. If you don't do it, we are not voting for you. They must be put on their toes. They must be put under pressure. Understand? I can't remember any governor from the Southeast condemning the demolition here.
Oh, really?
I said I can't remember. So if this happen, the governor should come to the governor of Lagos State. Why are you demolishing our property? What exactly is going on here? As I said, if the properties were not approved, if they were built on drainages, the Lagos State government has every right to demolish, which is illegal and construction. But if it's properties that are approved, understand? Then they should cry to their governors. Let the governors come here and meet Sanwo-Olu.
A lot has been said about Southeast leaders recently. The low form of representation so far. From all sides, a lot has been said. Especially look at Nnamdi Kanu's case. Igbos have said their people are not representing them at all. No one is really speaking truth to power. Everyone is playing in the gallery. I mean, again, it's the issue of demolition. It seems they are just on their own. Like you rightly said, you have governors, you have representatives and all of that, but no one is really coming out to say or speak against this demolition.
We have 15 senators in the National Assembly. I have not seen them issue a statement condemning this demolition. We have people in the House of Reps. I have not seen them issue a statement against this demolition. We have people in the State House of Assembly. They can issue a statement condemning this, but all of them are behaving like cowards. All of them are behaving like cowards. From the governors to the State House of Assembly. Understand me? So for me, I'm totally disappointed. I'm totally disappointed. You cannot demolish the property of my people and I keep quiet. For what? Because of the next election.
You think it's because of election?
What else?
Election?
What else? They want to be in the good book of the president. Why your people are dying? Why your people are suffering? This is an act of cowardice. So this town union, whatever, should push their governors to come here, go to Abuja. Those in the National Assembly should go to Tinubu. Look at what is happening here. The property of our people are being demolished. This should stop. You only die once.
Okay.
You only die once. And even if you are dying for your people, God will receive your soul. Your people will keep on remembering you.
Let's talk about the creation of more states, because we have some other headlines to look at. Nigerians divided over NASP North for creation of new states.
Instead of creating new states, states need to be merging. Understand me?
Merging?
Merging. Understand me? That is my position. Apart from creating one state in the southeast, we don't need to create any other state in this country.
Oh, really?
Apart from creating one state in the southeast to bring it to 6, the other state, the other geopolitical zones have a 6. Understand me? So, for the interest of equity and justice, one state needs to be created out of southeast to make it 6, like south, southwest, northeast, north central. Mind you, northwest has 7.
Okay.
And what we are running in Nigeria is Almajiri economy.
How do you mean?
Most of these states are not self-sustaining. Most of these states are not self-sustaining. So why must you be creating states that can't sustain itself? So that's why I say, instead of talking about creation of more states, 2-3 states should be merging together to become one. If we have 12 viable states, it is better than having 50 states that are not viable. Instead of having 50 states that are not viable, it's better we have just 12 that are viable. So to me, some states need to merge with others. As we speak, we don't have up to 10 states that can sustain itself. We don't have up to 10 states that can sustain itself. So if a state must be created, it must be just one from the southeast to bring it to 6 like the other ones. Since we are talking about justice, equity, fairness.
Okay.
And what does this governor do? At the end of every month, they'll go to Abuja. They'll be issued an allocation. Understand? They'll come and start using it. When it's finished, they will fold their hand till the end of another month, like children on scholarship.
Peter Nosike, a lawmaker explained that they agreed that the demand for an additional state in the southeast should be granted in the spirit of equity and fairness. But reacting to the development,
that's what I'm saying.
Of course, reacting to development, founder and former national chairman of ABGA, Chekwas Okorie, faulted the National Assembly over their support for the creation of a new state in the southeast. He said that the legislators were merely grandstanding as they know the constraints in the constitution regarding the creation of states.
That is a fact.
Okay.
All the states in Nigeria were created by fiat, because the process of creating states in Nigeria is very, very difficult. The process of creating states in Nigeria is very, very difficult, because one, the two-thirds of the state houses of assembly must approve of it. Understand? Which is very, which is not easy. An instance, people are talking about creating Ijebu state. So there's no way house of assembly in the northeast would agree for Ijebu state, will vote for Ijebu state to be created, while none is going to be created from their own.
Okay.
You see it?
Yeah.
So this is it. So the process is not easy. But I know that of Southeast, we are now bringing justice into it. You have 6. These people have 6. Let us have 6.
It means these people are not in tandem with that, proposal of the creation of one more state.
Even let me tell you now. Even if a state is approved for the Southeast now, there will still be a very big problem.
How?
Because in the Southeast now, there are about 8 proposed states. 8. We have Anioma being championed by Ned Nwoku. We have Ondo State being championed by Ikenga Ugochinyere. We have Adada State. We have Etiti State. So these people will be saying it will come from. We have Aba State. These people will be saying it must be us. It must be us. So once people cannot speak with one voice, it will be very, very difficult.
So that's going to create some level of rancor.
It's going to create a problem. So for me, instead of creating additional states, we need the states to merge. Because creating more states is just making more people billionaires without doing anything. Any state you create now, you have 3 additional senators, 1 governor. Understand?
Yeah.
Many House of Assembly members, many House of Reps members who are not going to contribute to any development, just themselves. So for me, I'm not in support of creation of any state. But if it must be created, it should be from the Southeast for the interest of justice and equity.
Even at that, as we're speaking, a member of the House of Representatives representing Buhari Amak Federal Constituency of the FCT, Obi Kachinedu, was called for the burden of constituency projects to be taken off lawmakers. He was speaking. He said that the greatest harm that has been done to the legislative arm of government is this particular thing called constituency project. He said, I hate it. Lawmakers no longer interested in legislation. FCT Rep Chinedu calls for scrapping of constituency projects. What's the take on this too?
The constituency project was brought by Obasanjo. It was Obasanjo that brought this issue of constituency and project. But this issue, what are those constituency projects being done? Are they being done? Understand? Some time ago, there's a House of Reps member from Osun State. They are in the Power Committee. Understand? So when I was interviewing him, he told me privately, Peter, these were people there. Understand? These are people that they were given 7 transformers for their for their constituency.
Okay.
7 transformers. So one of their members from the Southeast told them that he has a buyer in case they want to send their own, that he has sold his own. So he was given 7 transformers for his own people. He was now telling the other members of the committee that he has a buyer in case any of them want to send their own, that he himself has sold his own.
Okay.
And these are people who claim to be representing others. So if it can be scrapped, let it be scrapped, because we are not seeing any constitutional projects from those people in Abuja.
Moving on to some other headlines, farmers and the federal government have disagreed over the recent drop in prices of food items across the country. Farmers, federal government disagree over drop in food price. Many of the farmers and, of course, their associates, who spoke, cited what they described as massive importation of food items, recently approved by the federal government as the cause of the price crash. But the Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, attributed the development of the various incentives introduced by the present administration to boost local production. I said this is just as farmers have also expressed worries over the soaring cost of agricultural inputs, which, according to them, is making food production increasingly difficult. Some persons are saying, or the farmers are saying, no, it's like this. Federal government is saying, no, it's like this. Now, that's not where I'm actually heading towards. It's the fact that Wale Edun is now saying that the economy recovery has begun.
Wale Edu was in UK few days ago. Understand? He was not feeling well and was taken to UK, and now he's back to the country. So it is him that has recovered, not Nigerians. It is Wale Edu that has recovered, not Nigerians. And when you were talking about this farmer federal government, the word crash that you mentioned, there's no price crash anywhere. Understand me? Rice is still being sold between 75 to 80,000. You go and check it. Rice is still going between 75,000 to 80. Understand? So cost of transportation is still high.
Okay.
Then where are Nigerians now feeding better than 6 months ago? The answer is still no. We are still where we are. And government is talking about what they do. What did they do? Understand? What did they do? Are people in Benue farming? Benue is the food basket of the country. Are they farming? Plateau is the home of cereals. This is a potato in Nigeria. Are they farming? Understand? So government has done nothing in the area of agriculture, and there's nothing that they can do until they stop this insecurity. 2 days ago, last week they were writing that tractors that Tinubu brought from Belarus more than 4 months ago are still parked there.
Okay.
Understand? That it has not been distributed. If it's distributed, who would drive it? Where? With armed herdsmen everywhere. So the tractors will be there gathering dust until they rust. So once there's no security, there can never be development. Once there's no security, there can never be development. Because I cannot go into the farm now is a suicide mission. Going to the farm now is suicide mission. That's what I keep on saying. Until government begin to disarm these herdsmen, they have not started showing seriousness about security. They have not started showing seriousness about the welfare and the well-being of this country. I cannot take a cutlass that I'm going to the farm while somebody is there with AK-47. It's a suicide. So for us to know that government has started showing interest in security is to first of all start disarming these herdsmen that has taken over the farmlands.
All right. Voice of the People 90.3 FM. One more story here. Despite escalating insurgency across the country, no fewer than 500 senior military officers, including major generals, brigadier generals, rear admirals, and air vice marshals, have been forced into early retirement following the changes of service chiefs under Muhammadu Buhari, I beg your pardon, and of course, Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. And some still tell you, well, look at the chief of police. All right, he's still there, and well, I don't know how you want to look at it. Under Buhari and Tinubu, 500 generals forced out despite rising insurgency. How would you look at that headline?
Well, for me, the truth is, this is based maybe on the appointments. An instance, if an AIG is appointed Inspector General of Police, if an AIG is appointed, everybody above him retires. Understand me? Everybody above him retires. If a colonel is appointed chief of army staff, everybody above the rank of colonel must retire. So this is what we all know. Understand? This is what we all know, because you cannot have a colonel as chief of army staff and he will be a brigadier will be saluting him. Understand? It doesn't happen. So this has been the practice in the military, unless others have been suspended or retired based on other issues.
VOP 90.3 FM. Let's look at. I want to refer to, or some persons have referred to, what is happening in Lagos. I mean, the demolition of properties owned by Igbos in Lagos as an abuse of power. Just like you earlier wrote in your book, abuse of power. I've got several calls from some of these persons who read this book, in fact, saying what is happening in Lagos, by extension Nigeria, is an abuse of power. What's happening in INEC? Abuse of power. What's happening in the police? I mean, abuse of power. The detention of protesters, abuse of power. So much more, to also mention. We begin to wonder what is really going on in this country, Peter Anosike.
Well, the issue is this: just abuse of power simply means when the right process are not being followed. An instance in the issue of Showore's, Nnamdi Kanu, and Ejimakors arrest. One, DSS went to court to stop the protest, but court refused to stop it, which means the protest should go on, because that is part of our fundamental human right. We have the right to protest. It is in the Constitution. So, and once a court okays a protest, it goes on. Understand? So court cannot give an order, then police will say, don't go there, don't go there. A protest is either legal or illegal. Understand? Once it is legal, you cannot give direction, say, go here, go there. Understand me? So what police did with regard to Showore, that's Emmanuel Kanu, that the junior, that the brother of Nnamdi Kanu, and Ejimakor, is simply abuse of power. It is simply abuse of power. What is happening everywhere in the country is abuse of power. Even the 18th of March removal of Sisimi Fubra was an abuse of power on the part of the president. So everywhere, what we are seeing is abuse of power. Then this reminds me, I will be discussing with Showore within this week. He said that he has something to tell me about the book Abuse of Power.
Okay.
That it is important that Nigerians read it. So we'll be discussing around Wednesday, Thursday. You know, he has a lot of cases in Abuja. Otherwise, he would have come.
Okay.
But he said that we will discuss on phone around Tuesday, Wednesday, that it is important that a lot of Nigerians read this book and then know what their right is all about. Understand me? That it's important that Nigerians read all the book. You know, he said that it is a wake-up call on Nigerians to take back their country from undemocratic elements. So that was what he said about the book. So by next Monday, I'll be telling Nigerians what Showore said about what he wants to do about the book. Sure, yeah.
So everyone listening, the book is very, very much available. Yes, Abuse of Power, How Democracy Turned into Tyranny of the Few. All right, the book is still very, very much available, written by Dr. Peter Anosike. It's 10,000 naira. All right, yeah. Well, we hope there will be a good news, by Showore as regards this particular book. All right, so everyone can maybe feel some impact of some, I don't know. But then the book, like I said, is 10,000 naira only. And in case you want the book, you just send a message, whether a WhatsApp message or a text message to the number 070-121-46454. 070-121-46454. All right, I take that again. The number to send a message to, whether a WhatsApp message or a text message is 070-121-46454. Just send a message to that number and then you'll get a copy of the book. Like I said, it's just 10,000 naira. Okay, Peter Anosike, let's get to open up the studio lines and hear, from Nigerians. Several headlines here already. We also hear right now that Soludo, what's it called now? That the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, said yesterday that Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo's cash reward, for every ward won by his party in the forthcoming election is not an act of vote buying, but a strategic move to encourage healthy competition, and of course voter participation across the state. In other words, Soludo's 1 million naira promise for voters to curb, is to curb apathy. That is according to APGA. Let's leave that and open the studio lines now. 0700 903 903 903. WhatsApp 081 717 56338. I take that again. 081 717 56338. To call in 0700 903 903 903. All right. Now let's get to the phone lines. You will move away from your radio set or turn down the volume so we can hear it. Just about 60 seconds for you. Mind what you say on a national radio. Now I will start taking your calls just right after this. Stay there, don't go nowhere.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I want buy changeover. Cut fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get am. See, I'm here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cut fuse and distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel.
But Oga,
don't worry. I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cut fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cut fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller, and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover-wise pan foolish show. Slatter Star J Indian product na #1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J na you Pico.
Lagos, are you ready? The Niger Landlord Summit 2025 is here. Join us on Saturday, 1st November 2025 at the Golden Tulip Hotel, International Airport Road for the biggest gathering of real estate minds in Nigeria. Come and discover how to profit from the booming housing demand in Nigeria. Explore funding and investment opportunities that work. Gain insights and government housing policies shaping the market. Experience the latest prop tech innovations transforming property ownership. Network with top developers, investors, and policy makers all in one room. Don't miss this power-packed event. Registration is 50,000 naira only, with full access to sections, exhibitions, with premium networking and refreshment. How to register? Make payment to VOPFM account number 112-416-8488. Again, 112-416-8488. Zenith Bank. Send your proof of payment via WhatsApp to 0707 115 4297 0707 115 4297. The Niger Landlord Summit 2025. Profitability in real estate management, prospects and opportunities. Your gateway to wealth through real estate. Powered by VOP 90.3 FM. All right, 0700 903 903 903 0700 903 903 903. Move away from your radio set or turn down the volume so we can hear each other. Just about 60 seconds for you. Mind what you say on a national radio. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. My name is Innocent. Say happy birthday, Naria.
Good morning to you.
I don't. So I want to talk about the state creation. We need more states. It's the only way we can get our money from these politicians. If my state, Imo State, is more extra 2 states, mean that other governors will try to do their capital, do the local government business, and then we are beneath. People don't know. When you see our politicians are somehow people that manipulate, you have to use the same manipulate brain. That's the only way you can survive. We need more states. Southeast 2, others 1-1. Because if you cannot lobby for others, they will not lobby for the Southeast. That our brothers should know how to play politics. Central politics, not Southeast politics, central politics. And again, for those that are talking about second tenor, this current man now, this is Mr. President, I know he's doing well. He must surely get what he wants. Everybody knows. So let him remember Southeast. There is Martin and the Kali. No, in our history, Yoruba man have never jailed any Igbo man. Igbo man have never jailed any Yoruba man. So let him consider. For politics, he is here. He's the best politician in Nigeria. So everybody knows that. Even in Africa, everybody knows. So let him work well for Nigerians to be happy. That's the most important thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your call. Thank you. Hello, good morning to you.
Hey, my brother, I come in Jude. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Peter Omonse is my name from Sumulu. Now, Jude, we are talking about the viability of states, not numerosity, not how many states do we have. At the moment, those ones that are in existence, how are things working? Are we having people that are honestly administering these states? The answer is no. So I want to key into the fact that for me, I wouldn't subscribe to, apart from balance it, where they have 7, where they should have 7, make it 7, where they should have 6, make it 6. No state should have, or no regional zone should have less than the same number that others are having. In that case, the Southeast should have additional 1 state to make it 6. We have 7, 6, 7, 6. Why 7, 6, 5? That 5 should go. That's the way I'm looking at it like that. And the disobedience to the court order, because silence by mean an agreement. If the court was silent on giving order to stop the protest, that means the court agreed that the protest should go on. So why did the police now disrupt it? I think this is one of the things that had made me at a point. I just say, we talk this thing, we talk, and nothing happened. Well, as living beings, they keep talking. Some of us retire and let others talk. So the point remains that the leaders don't want things to work. They just want us to keep talking and disturbing ourselves. So actually, that's my take this morning. Right. It doesn't really make sense to do this to Nigerians.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day too. Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Ekami Jude.
Good morning to you.
My name is Broshika Obodo, calling from Oshodi.
All right.
Ekami Jude, Bible says, when the righteous is on the throne, the people rejoice. But when the wicked is on the throne, people cry, people mourn. What is happening in Nigeria today is because of the wicked on the throne. And the insecurity is caused by all these politicians. The weapons they gave them the time of their elections, they are unable to retrieve them back from them. And they are using it to cause mayhem in Nigeria. Ekami Jude, what is happening in this country is that the wicked is on the throne. In our states, they are the wicked ones. In our legislators, they are the wicked ones. They don't have anything good for the masses. Let them know that anything you do on this world, there is a reward. God is reckoning for everybody. There is a necessary end which will come to anybody. Let them know that Bible says that the end of them all shall be destructive to them. Happy birthday in arrears. God bless you.
Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate you. Hello, good morning. Here.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Well done, my brother.
Yeah.
So what I want to contribute is why are we shying away from the problem of this country? The amalgamation of this country have lasted since 2040. People are shying away, and you know that Nigeria cannot work without going to that to look into that thing. Look at what they are doing to Igbos in Lagos. The Igbos is built without the approval of Lagos State government. This is a high time you know that Nigeria is not one. If we cannot stay together as a nation, let everybody answer your father's name. So I don't support dodging benching things here and there where things is happening. Let us talk whether we are going to see things as one country or not. We cannot build in Lagos. So the government is started demolishing all those things. We knowing that it did not build without the approval of Lagos State government. What do you want to happen before you know that Nigeria and we are not one? So I'm not supporting all this one. People are dodging talk. Let us hit it on them. They hit the world as it is.
Okay.
Nigeria, so it can do that. Let them talk whether we are going to start in one country or not. Nigeria is not working. The tribalism is too much.
Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate that. Hello, good morning.
Only Jude.
Good morning.
Mr. Peter, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Robert.
All right.
I think, I don't know if the newspaper headline you read that about 500 military generals are, I don't know if it's a complaint or a newspaper headline, whatever the case may be, like what Mr. Peter said. It's a normal thing in the military, not just the military, even in the police force. Okay? Now, if you remember, Jude, when Abu Salam was a lieutenant general, sorry, a major general, when he was promoted to general, he jumped a lieutenant general. You understand? So that means that to head the interim national government before he handed over to Obasanjo or whatever. Now, as soon as he was promoted from that major general to general, the people at the rank of lieutenant general, all of them, they will retire. You understand? So it's a normal thing. So that's why I'm asking, is it a complaint or what? When you, as a military man, knows that it's a normal thing, you don't need to complain. There's a rank you attain in the military service. You know, the rest are appointments. Like IG now is an appointment. There are many AIG waiting for, DIG waiting for appointment to the rank of IG.
Thank you. Thank you.
You understand? So there's a place you reach and you know the rest is by appointment. And when they say they are retiring because of insecurity, no, when they are there, the insecurity problem we are facing in Nigeria today is a political, something. They are just praying that this new appointment that the president made last week should yield a positive result. That is our prayer.
Appreciate that. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Can we do this?
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Mukala Sinterosun.
Okay.
You know, the Igbos, they are too afraid of Lagos State government. By now, Igbos should hold their leader responsible. Let them know that they are generating revenue from Igbo to develop Lagos. And my conclusion is, if Igbo should go and hold their leader accountable, so let them go. Look at Hausa at Idiaraba and Ushi, Agege, and Lagos State government go there and demolish their property. And they know rubbish you people. And your leader there sit down, looking at you. It's very unfortunately. Good day.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Thank you indeed. Let me look at some of these messages now. The reason behind the economic hardship in the country, which was introduced by APCs to encourage vote buying during any election. Congratulations, Nigerians. I hope you now know the reason behind the economic hardship as APC introduces direct vote buying ahead of Anambra State governorship election, as the incumbent governor Charles Oludo has announced a cash donation of 1 million naira for every ward that will vote for APC in order for the party to come out victorious after announcing election results. Yet, INEC and EFCC will turn blind eyes, from these terrible acts because the offense was committed by the ruling party. Finally, only God knows when this administration will stop their propaganda following the news that government has increased the food allowance of inmates. Yet, prison contractors has come out to say that the debt the government is owing the food contractor is about 30 billion naira. What a country. God bless Nigeria. Timitopo Onatoye from Ijagemo community. All right, to some of the messages. To me, I don't see the need of creating more additional states apart from just creation of one state in the east for equity's sake. What is the benefit of Dangote refinery to the masses? Pump price is still very high in spite of Dangote refinery on board. Who will deliver Nigerian masses from oil sector or oil sector cabal? Benjamin from Shogun sent that message. And then Mazu Gochuku from Isheri Oshu is saying, I support the creation of Anioma state for every region to be equal in numbers. We should not be deceived. Seasonal crops drops during their season. Oil marketers should work with Dangote refinery for the sake of poor masses. I want to wish Ikami Jude a happy birthday. Thank you so much for your message. Let's look at some other ones now. Top of the morning to you this morning. What do you call it now? Keyamo proposed a bill compelling public officials to be flying local airlines. This is encouraging. I suggest the Minister of Health should also do same, mandating all public office holders to make use of local health facilities. Ikemba from Mafoluku. Let's look at more now quickly. Good morning to you, Dr. Anosiki and Mikami Jide. Happy birthday to you. Wishing you God's guidance and protection and all of that. Austin from Igbo. I say thank you so much. I call on all Nigerians and especially all opposition groups to investigate the alleged earnings and collections by the FRS in 9 months. If their figures are correct, why the borrowing by federal government? When you also put together revenue from customs, NPA, NNPCL, NIMASA, and all of that, and the loans, you will understand my call. Nigerians, be wise. So Sadebe Wache from Shasha. And then Mayor from Ikotu Igbe is saying good morning to you all in the studio. Economy recovery by Finance Minister. Please help me ask the Finance Minister, why was the economy sick before? It is not APC government that killed. Is it not APC government that killed the economy? Since 2015 till date, APC has been toiling with the economy of Nigeria because they have no idea or direction how to run government. Please, you people should stop deceiving yourselves. The petition against Lagos State for demolition Igbo properties to ECOWAS and all of those bodies is a welcome development because going to Nigerian court is a waste of time. The judiciary has been pocketed. The sack of the military personnel is their own business because they sold themselves out to politicians. So let them face the music. O God, arise and trouble those that are troubling Nigerians. Mayor from Ikotu Igbo, are you a member of the Mountain of Fire Miracles Ministries? Maybe, I don't know. Greetings to you, Ikami Jude, and happy birthday to you. Yeah, dear brother. Okay, Prince Iotek is saying it's a beautiful Monday morning. Let's go out and make the money. Anyway, I don't have anything to say concerning Nigerian issue, only to wish you the best on this special day of yours. Yeah. Thank you so much for that message. And then, good morning. Steve Ikelu from Maryland is saying INEC should stop Soludo's alleged voters' inducement. In any case, he doesn't deserve a second term in Anambra State. Okay, Franco Nero from the United States of America has this to say. He said that the continuous killings of mostly Christians across Nigeria must stop. Governments at all levels in Nigeria must rise up to combat these terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers using advanced technology, drones, intelligence, and well-equipped security personnel to address their critical issues. Nigerians must wake up and begin to choose the best of us to rule the rest of us to get the best from us. May God help and heal our land. Thank you so much, Franco Nero. People are claiming there is no Christian genocide in Nigeria. They claim both Christians and Muslims are killed in order to be politically correct. Are we all scared to admit that Fulani people are committing genocide against other indigenous tribes in Nigeria, whether Christians or Muslims? Why are we scared of calling a spade a spade? I don't think we are sincerely ready to tackle this insecurity. Raphael from Ali Mosho. Let's look at it again. Good morning to you. Our intelligent units in Nigeria are only intelligent when they are coup, or when there is a coup to overthrow the government, but they become dumb and unintelligent to fish out the big wings sponsoring the activities of these terrorists. Osita from Isolo. Thank you so much, Osita. Let's look at this again. Igwe from Buckner is saying government or governance is not about sentiment. No Southeast governor will come to Lagos to tell Lagos governor what to do, especially knowing full well that the Southeast people will originally not vote for APC in Lagos. It's a brainer, or it's a no-brainer. That's what he has said. This person is saying, good morning to you. Happy birthday to you, my brother. I pray that your life will not be cut short. May God bless your family. Those governors and senators in the Southeast, are busy attacking Peter Obi. Godwin from Ijegun. Okay. I'll look at all of these plenty messages. Okay. It's fine. Thank you so much. Because of our time, we have to run now. Peter Nosike, thank you so much for coming through. Thank you indeed.
Thank you for having me.
You said what?
Thank you for having me.
Exactly. Thank you so much. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. And of course, it's my happy day. Okay, everyone, it's my happy day. Celebrate me. I love you all so much, but I'll be back here by 10:30 a.m. Yes. Let's talk more by then. On Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, everywhere, I am IKAMIJUDEH. IKAMIJUDEH. You can check it out. That is Ikami Jude. My name is Jude. Ikami Jude. Good morning to you and have a wonderful day.
Please note, the views and opinions expressed on this program solely those of the individual contributor